Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in early. We will be starting the free program review right on time in next 5 minutes. Meanwhile, let me just quickly give you my introduction on the chat here as well. So my name is Rasha and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you joining us from? And I'm thrilled to be your host today. And it's fantastic to have you all on board. Thank you for joining in early once again. So I'm just putting in details on the chat here. You can let us know your introductions on the chat by dropping us a hello on the chat. And also, you can let us know where are you tuning in from. So that would be really great because this is a global webinar and you'll be seeing a lot of folks joining from different parts of the world. And that makes the session pretty interesting and diverse. Let me quickly put down my introduction. I'm so sorry. I was just setting up the stream live. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel and our LinkedIn channel as well. So a lot of folks have joined us there as well. So let me just quickly drop my introduction on the chat. I already see a lot of you folks have started giving your introductions on the chat here. That's great. Please keep the introductions coming in. I'll just quickly check your introductions on the chat. I see a few folks have joined us. I see Chuku has joined us from Nigeria. Olubumi has joined us from UK. Aster from WA, West Africa. I see someone has joined us from Kenya, Africa. Would love to know your name. Peter for Kenya, Emmanuel from Kenya, Lamin from Gambia. I see Siddhesh has joined us from Bangalore. Oluvafemi from Lagos, Nigeria. Ahmed from Saudi. Shai from KSA. Adrian from South Sudan. And I see Esther from Australia. Manish from Kolkata. I see a lot more introductions coming in. That's great. Please keep the introductions coming in, folks. Thank you so much for joining in early. We are just getting started. We are yet to start the session. So we're just doing a quick round of introductions on the chat here because it's always great to network, right? These events before we start. And this one is a global webinar. As you can see, folks are joining from different parts of the world here. And we are also streaming live on a YouTube channel and LinkedIn channel as well. I see folks have joined us there as well. So folks, please do let us know your introductions on the LinkedIn live chat and YouTube live chat and let us know your name and where are you tuning in from on the chat there. Also, today's free program review is about the ITIL 4 certification, how you can future-proof your IT career and a deep dive into the ITIL 4 certification here. We have an expert speaker here with us already. We'll be quickly doing an introduction of the expert speaker as well as we go. But before that, let me just quickly take you through the ground rules of the session here. I think we have already gotten a question about that. So few and quick and easy ground rules here, which you'll have to follow for the session. So the first ground rule here is you have to put down your questions in the Q&A box. So now where exactly is the Q&A box? So the chat box is where we can see your amazing introductions on the chat, right? And the Q&A box is just beside that. So our expert speaker, Mr. Vivek Joseph, will be, taking your questions from the Q&A box and paying attention to the Q&A box because we actually might miss your questions on the chat box and we wouldn't want that. And we would love to address all of your queries and help you out. So please make sure to put down your questions in the Q&A box. And I see a lot more new folks just joining in. we are just getting started. You can just drop us a hello on the chat and let us know where are you tuning in from. And the session is being recorded. In case you want to go through the recording of the session once again, in case you missed anything, please don't worry. You can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording link. And for the webinar certificate for attending this webinar, to receive that, you will have to request a proof of attendance for this webinar by attending your name in the post-webinar survey. So this webinar certificate is folks who have joined us on Zoom and only for Zoom only. And towards the end, there will be a pop-up by Zoom which says post-webinar survey, and it will ask you for your full name, what you would want to see on the post-webinar survey. So this session is 60 minutes long, packed with program insights, expert insights here, and we'll be talking more about the ITIL4 certification before we start. And this program is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital skills training space for more than a decade now, and we are very proud that we have transformed lives, empowering people via these skills: AI, machine learning, data science, business analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and many more. We have advanced over 5 lakh plus careers in over 150 plus countries, and we have 800 plus qualified trainers here. So thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining. I see a lot of new folks joining in. Please don't worry, we are just starting the session. You have not missed anything. And about the ground rules or anything about the webinar, I will keep nudging about them on the webinar chat. So please don't worry. In case you've missed anything, you can see it on the chat or basically just ask me a question. Please don't worry. So starting with the first agenda of today's session, the first and the most important agenda is about you, how we can help you out in your career better. And then the second agenda of today's session is the ITIL4 and digital transformation here. And then we move on towards talking about the ITIL4 certification training course. What exactly is it? How exactly it provides you that foundation for ITIL4, how exactly it prepares you with the skills which are covered in the program, what exactly the learning path looks like, and also how exactly the learning environment looks like on Simplilearn, when you take up this program. So we have a program review, lined up for you. And also we'll be taking you through the ITIL4 certification roadmap in detail, and talking about the learner outcomes, sharing the success stories, of the learners who have already taken up the program, and also, based on the interest you've shared towards enrollment into the program, we will be quickly taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, and what are the program schedules available, what is the program fee for your region, and also I'll be sharing the link towards the program where you can download the syllabus as well for your own reference as well. And the last and the most important agenda of today's session is the Q&A. So in case you have any questions for our expert here, please make sure to put down your questions in the Q&A box, as I mentioned earlier, and we'll be taking up questions from there. So folks, even if it's a silly question, it's okay. Please don't worry. Please go and ask your questions freely in the Q&A box. And also talking about the ITIL4 certification. So please make sure your questions are related to the topic here. So that will be very easy for us to, address as well and help you out. So moving on to the introduction of our speaker and expert, Mr. Vivek Joseph. A very good evening, Mr. Vivek. And I would like to just quickly give an introduction of Mr. Vivek here. Mr. Vivek here is the Director of Government and Enterprise APAC at PeopleSoft. He comes from a technology background and having previously developed enterprise operating systems and storage software at HP, and his transition to consulting and education in technology, applying extensive industry experience. He has founded 2 startups and played a pivotal role in developing IT certification and accreditation standards with Masscom's IT Sector Skills Council. Currently, he basically is promoting ITIL, Prince2, DevOps, and other global best practices across multiple geographies, and combines technical expertise with a passion for teaching and advancing IT education globally. Mr. Vivek, welcome once again. It's a pleasure hosting you. I'm pretty sure the introduction I've given and the points we see on the slide here does not cover the amount of experience and expertise and skills you might have. So we would love to know it from you as well before we start the session.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the welcome, Rasha, and thank you everyone for joining in from various parts of the world. It would be great to have this conversation, and thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you so much. Before we start the session, Let's start with a quick poll here. As we can see, folks have joined us from, different countries here. So let's start with a quick poll to understand how many years of experience do you guys currently have. So let me just quickly launch this poll, which has 4 quick options. You can choose the one which is the most suitable to you. So the first one here is currently studying, second one 0 to 3 years, and the third one 3 to 5 years, and the fourth one more than 5 years. So I see most of you have already started responding. That's great. And as I mentioned that we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel and LinkedIn channel as well. Folks, you can respond on the chat there and to let us know, how many years of experience we currently have. When talking about experience, I'm talking about work experience here. And it basically can be any experience. We are not asking you for an ITIL experience here. So please don't worry about that. Awesome. I see a few responses coming on the YouTube live chat box as well. So last 10 seconds for the poll here, folks, before I close this poll and share the results with you and our speaker. I see a few folks responding on the chat as well. Folks on Zoom can immediately go and vote on the poll there, which you see on the screen. So last 5 seconds for the poll here. I see most of you have responded for the poll. So how many years of experience do you currently have? Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you and Minister Vivek here. Let's see what have you voted for. I see 53% of the votes for more than 5 years. Interesting. We have gotten a quite experienced crowd here. And 24% of the votes for currently studying. 11% of the votes are for 0 to 3 years, and 13% are for 3 to 5 years. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely gives us and our speaker understanding, how to tailor his responses based on the, the crowd who have joined us, the kind of experience you have. And I see a few of 5 and a lot of 5s actually on the chat box as well, 5 years of experience. So that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now we'll be moving on to the second agenda of today's session. Over to you, Mr. Vivek. ITIL 4 and the digital transformation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rasha. Now, for what happens in general when we are talking about digital transformation, for a lot of folks, digital transformation would just mean digitizing or putting whatever was happening before on an IT platform. That is broadly how people think of digital transformation based on the experience they have. But for us at PeopleCert and for those who are dwelling in ITIL 4, digital transformation is much beyond just digitizing or enabling stuff on an IT platform. For us, digital transformation is a combination of multiple things. The first part, which which talks about digital transformation, of one of the first aspects of digital transformation is to have the transformation of the experience. That would be the first and the most important thing. What I'll do is I'll go through this entire thing and I'll explain this with an example as well. After the experience part, there is the second bit of it, which is the cultural transformation. For digital transformation to happen, this is another part that needs to be looked at. The third bit that is there as a part of it is the operational transformation. And the last bit for digital transformation for us is the business transformation. Now, all these 4 aspects put together is digital transformation for us. It is not a single thing as such. So all of these 4 aspects is digital transformation. And at the heart of these things sit ITIL 4. Now, let me explain this with an example for you. Earlier, maybe a few years ago, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, if someone were to book maybe a hotel, you're traveling somewhere and you want to book a hotel. What was the only thing that was available at that time? The only way that was there was, or rather a couple of ways that were there was, one, to go to the city and then to look for a place. A tiring experience, it would be a bit crazy and you wouldn't know what you're getting into. The other thing is, if you had access to a telephone line, you would be calling the place and checking out which are the hotels that are there, calling the hotel and saying, this is what I want to do. I want to come in, stay there. Do you have rooms available? That was what broadly everyone used to do. But now where are we? Now we are in a place wherein almost all major hotel chains have their own apps, or it is there on the website. So you can sit in the comfort of your home, just like how we are doing right now, or in the office, and then look for what a hotel is, where is it located, and everything associated there. That is the first part of it, which is the experience transformation. You don't have to worry about what you're getting into because before booking a hotel, you're able to see everything associated. You can see the rooms, you can see the kind of food they offer, you can see where it is located, you can see the nearby attractions and everything. You can also see the guest reviews. You can see whether it is suitable for the kind of stuff it would be. If you're going in with the family, you can see if it is a family hotel or if it is just a bunch of bachelors going, is it for singles or for couple? All of those things will be there. So you can know what type of hotel and what is the clientele which is there coming there. That would be the cultural transformation. The staff, based on what they're specializing in, would provide that kind of an experience as well. The third bit is the operational transformation. Now, earlier, the booking used to happen in front of the person then and there. Now you're sitting far away and using an app, you can book the hotel, or you can ensure that on the website, you can book, make the payments, everything associated, maybe for the stay, maybe for the transport, maybe for some special things as well. Everything is done. Operationally, it is being transformed. The booking and what you do out there, even before you get into the hotel, you can ask for an airport pickup or a pickup from a local place and everything associated. So the entire thing from an operational standpoint will be changed. And you can also ask, I want this particular type of a room. I want these kind of pillows. I want the view, which is in a particular, maybe a city view or maybe a forest view, whatever it is that the place offers. That would be the operational transformation part of it. And finally, the business transformation. You are doing business, sitting remotely maybe, and the hotel is getting its business from different parts of the world without directly interacting or seeing the person face to face. The hotel is able to advertise itself. And the same way you are able to look at hotels in a different place, not necessarily the same place, and a business which might not have ever happened unless and until the two parties were face to face is now being able to do business without coming in contact. That would be the business transformation. Now, all of these together form digital transformation. And that is where ITIL 4 sits. And the heart of all of these things is ITIL 4 for us. And ITIL 4 has various aspects in what we teach, which will help transform or rather modify the experiences in one way or the other, which will help in digital transformation. If we can go to the next slide, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vivek, for taking us through what exactly is ITL4 and the digital transformation. What's the connection between them? Now we'll be moving on towards the ITL4 foundation, starting with the ITL4 certification training. This training is accredited by PeopleCert on behalf of Excellence. And this is an online bootcamp where you get online self-paced learning and live virtual classroom. We'll be talking more about how you will be getting access to a comprehensive curriculum with an industry-aligned learning path. We'll be talking about the learning path in detail and also showcasing you the learning environment of the program as well. This program has 16 hours of instructor-led training, online training, and access to official content from PeopleCert. And the course fees includes the examination fee. And you can earn up to 22 PDUs with instructor-led sessions through this program. And also this ITL Force Foundation course is accredited by Axelos, which I mentioned earlier. So moving on to the skills which are covered in this certification, Mr. Vivek.
Thank you, Rasha. So I will spend a bit more time on the ITIL 4 Foundation course as such. Now, PeopleCert is the sole owner and the custodian of ITIL 4 and all the other global best practices. And we are providing the official content on from our side with live case studies, which can be used as a part of ITIL 4 Foundation. Usually, not many would look at a case study at the foundation level, but we have included a case study as a part of it. And like how Rasha was mentioning, you will also have the certification examination along with that, and a whole lot of other things as a part that comes in. And what we cover as a part of ITIL 4 would be the key concepts of ITIL and what ITIL is all about. We will talk about the ITIL 4, the best practices, which are the, or rather, ITIL 4 is a part of what we call as the global best practices. And within ITIL 4, there are 34 practices that we talk of. At the foundation level, you'll be looking at 15 of the practices. We'll also have the guiding principles. And Rasha, if you can go to the next slide, please. It covers the course curriculum in a lot more detail. What we do as a part of ITIL 4 Foundation is first to introduce you to the concept of service management. What is service management? Why is service management essential? That would be the first part of what we will be talking of. And while we are doing that, we'll also introduce you to the concept of value. What is value? What are the things that organizations look for when we are talking about value? We'll also look at what is service. That would be the other part of it. So service management, what is service, what is value, all of these things would be introduced to you. Many of these things which would be right there on our face, but we do not necessarily observe. We will be talking about those aspects and providing information of those things about those things at the concept level. We also cover the ITIL 4 guiding principles. Now, this is one of the most important things from an organization perspective. When we are talking about guiding principles, we talk about the 7 guiding principles which are there. And when we are talking about guiding principles, these are the ones which will help organizations look at where they are in their life cycle, what are the things that they are supposed to do to provide value to the customers that they're looking at, and how they can enhance their service offerings, how they can enhance the value that they are providing. Those would be the ones that we will be looking at from a guiding principles perspective. So this would be these 7 guiding principles broadly, as in you will learn this a lot in the foundation. These would talk about start wherever you are. You don't have to necessarily get to a particular stage to look at to start implementing ITIL. Wherever you are, start from there itself. You progressive iteratively, constantly with feedback, always focusing on value. These aspects would be taught more at the guiding principles level. After that, we'll also look at the 4 important dimensions of service management. From a service management perspective, we talk of 4 important dimensions. That would be the organizations and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and value streams and processes. We talk about all of these things together and then look at how these come together in terms of putting together products and services which would provide value to the end customer. So these 4 dimensions would be something which we will dwell deeply upon and provide an idea of how these things together will help organizations provide services and products which will which will generate value to the end customer. We will also talk about the service value system, SVS. This is a very important thing when we are looking at the overall architecture of ITIL. When we are talking from an ITIL perspective, the most important thing that we are looking at is to deliver value to the end customer. So what is service value system? what are the things that are associated from a service value system perspective, and how does it work? That is what we'll be talking of. And also in the service value system, we have something called the service value chain. The service value chain, what are the things that would come in the part as a part of the service value chain? And how can you in a way, design your service value chain to provide value to the end customer? That is another thing we talk about at the ITIL 4 foundation level. So basically, if you look at it from the very beginning, first you are introduced to the concept of service management and about value. And then you're given an idea of the guiding principles, the dimensions of service management, who all are involved in making sure that service management provides the value that is required for the end customer. Then we talk about the service value system and the service value chain. All of this would be a part of the ITIL 4 foundation level. We also talk about 15 of the 34 ITIL practices. We give an overview of 15 of the 34 practices. Now, again, overall 34 practices, we have highlighted just a few of them at the foundation level, which are very relevant to the day-to-day aspects of what you do. And in that, we specifically cover in depth about 7 of these ITIL practices, which would be useful for almost everyone from the word go. This would broadly be how it would be for us from an ITIL 4 foundation perspective. Now, all of these things at the foundation would be at the Bloom's level 1 and 2. It is to have the basic understanding and grasping power of what are the things that are there in ITIL 4. And for more in-depth study, there are higher levels of it, but at the foundation level, it is only Bloom's level 1 and 2 that would be covered. And these are the aspects which would come in as a part of the foundation curriculum and the foundation syllabus. If we can go to the next slide, please. Maybe this is at this particular point in time, I will give this as an overview only. This is the overall ITIL 4 foundation, ITIL 4 certification roadmap. And if you see at the bottom, whatever I talked of is covered in the ITIL 4 foundation. It is at the bottom, the big broad line is at the bottom. Now, after that, there are very many parts that can be explored as a part of ITIL 4 certification, multiple parts of this. There is the practice manager stream, there is the managing professional stream, there is the strategic leader stream. All of these would help individuals understand every aspect of ITIL in depth and provide enhanced value at every level. Now, I do not want to dwell a lot more on this at this particular point in time. Let us bookmark this, and I'll come to this at the end of the stream again. For me, the idea is first we will go through the foundation, we will go through the prerequisites, and once all of that is done, we will come back here and talk about what do we do beyond foundation. So Rasha, if we can go to the next slide, please.
Yep. Talking about the eligibility and the prerequisites. So the learners need to possess an undergraduate degree or a high school diploma for taking up the certification. And talking about who is this, course best suited for, Mr. Vivek. So like this ITIL Foundation certification is one of the highly valued qualifications on the resume of any service management professionals. And the ITIL 4 foundation course is best suited for. Can you share a comment on that?
Yeah. Now, ITIL 4 would be relevant to almost anyone and everyone who gets into the service management domain, in my personal view. It is not just for people who would get into the IT service management. What I would argue is that anyone who wants to get into service management should look at it, irrespective of whether they are in IT or not. That is how I look at it. But what has happened because of where it came from, it has become a foundation or the entry-level certification for anyone who wants to have a service management choice, or who wants to get into the domain of service management in the IT domain itself. So anyone who gets system administrators, analysts, anyone starting their roles in IT service management. As you go higher, it would be the process owners, the practitioners, anyone who is looking at taking care of customers. So it touches every aspect of service delivery. Now, again, when I was talking about service delivery, we can also look at, you can go to a car showroom and people are there who are providing service to you at, even in a car showroom. So I would argue that even service management is applicable there. Or in a hotel, the example I gave earlier, service management is applicable there. Everywhere it is applicable. But specifically, as we are looking at the IT organizations, that is where this started initially. Anyone who's stepping into an IT organization should first learn ITIL at the foundation level at least. And as they go higher up in their career, they get into system management, system administration, or they look at certain processes. Maybe they are taking care of incident, problem, change, or any of those, or they are being project managers or product managers, and they're talking to the end customers. All of these guys will be able to, from the foundation level, learn higher stuff, go to the higher certifications, higher stages of ITIL. At the foundation level, anyone getting into the IT domain or the service management domain should be taking ITIL. And if you can go to the next slide again, Rasha.
Yeah, talking about the salaries, as the demand is soaring, so are the salaries. Just to quickly share the salary averages here, we have gotten from source from Glassdoor here. So the annual salary of a solution architect, so it starts with a minimum of $94K and goes up to a maximum of $159K here. And for ITSM manager, the annual salary starts with a minimum of $98K and goes up to a maximum of $144K here. And similarly for system administrator here, it starts with a minimum of 60K and goes up till $118K. Again, like these are salary averages we have gotten from Glassdoor. But let me just quickly show you what exactly it looks like when you're trying to go and search for a job here in ITL as well. So let me just quickly go back. Let me just go to a website called dice.com. And here I'll just start with the search for a skill for ITIL. And I'll just quickly search for it. Okay, let me see. There's a pop-up. Okay, let me just search jobs here. And let's see where it takes us. This skill I'm searching on dice.com, it's mostly global, mostly it will show around US. So let's see how many jobs it is showing for the ITIL skill. So we can see 1,320 jobs here in the results. And these are the companies which are hiring, and these are the basically job roles which require ITIL. As you can see here, project manager, and the companies here, OpenAI, ITIL, and when there's a demand for that there as well. And ITL productions, operations server, administration. Again, like these are the demand of jobs here globally. And now let's quickly check what are the demands of job in India. So let me just quickly go and do the same thing. I'll search for ITL jobs in Naukri.com. And you can see 4,000 plus jobs, showing off for ITL as a skill. And you can see the ranges from variety of engineering, IT, customer success, and again, like ranging from companies like Accenture, KPMG, for a lot of these roles here, as you can see. So yeah, these are the job in demand if you go and search for ITL India and globally as well, just to give an example of the salaries here. So now going back to the
Rasha, yeah, Rasha, if I can stick to that particular slide for a couple of minutes.
Sure, sure.
Uh, now, here, you did something fantastic here, Rasha. This was a live thing, as in, if you can go back to the websites, dice.com primarily is looking at the US market. Now, if you look at all of these, there are 1320 job listings which are here. Each of these job listings will have multiple individuals that they would be recruiting usually. So as Rasha was scrolling down, you could see organizations across the regions, across multiple regions everywhere, and even OpenAI, which we are talking about, ChatGPT and everything associated, even they have people who are working on ITIL as a part of their organization, as a part of their IT support team as well. Now, everywhere, ITIL is relevant and ITIL is going on. And this is the US part of it. And the other one which Rasha showed was in a completely different geography, the Naukri.com. It is an Indian website. And you can see ITIL is a very relevant skill here as well. Here it is showing 4,000 odd ITIL job listings. And each of these will have multiple jobs that are there as a part of it. See, in the say first one was a KPMG from KPMG as an organization. Next, you have Accenture, which is looking for people with 0 to 2 years experience. Again, Accenture has 1 to 3 years experience. All of these guys need to have the ITIL certification as a part of what they do, or they should be aware of all of these things. Maybe they will learn as a part of what they learn in the organizations. All of these organizations require people with ITIL skills as a part of their day-to-day working. Now, when we are talking of 4,000 job listings, and each of these, they won't hire one application support engineer, or they won't hire one service desk engineer. There will be multiple roles. So there is a lot of demand for people with ITIL as a prerequisite as such. So it is not what is said in the Glassdoor, or it is not what Simplilearn or PeopleCert is saying. You are seeing these things live on public websites, and you can go do this verification by yourself in your own countries as well, in whichever geography you are. We just showed you two different things, one from the US and one from India. So you can do this particular thing in the job portals in your own countries as well, and you'll see that ITIL is in demand everywhere. So this would give you an idea of why ITIL is important, whether you are starting your career, you're studying now, so 0 to 2 years experience, or someone who's already there for some time, 3 to 5 years experience or beyond. Everywhere, ITIL is very relevant, and this display here itself, live display in front of you, shows why ITIL is required for every kind of experience level as such.
Can I go back to the slide?
Yes, thank you, Rashid.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for sharing a comment on the salaries and the demand for ITIL skill as a job here, globally and in India as well. Moving on to the next slide here, the companies that are hiring. I think we have already seen a lot of these companies like OpenAI, Accenture, are hiring from the Dice and Naukri.com websites. But let me just quickly tell you the companies who actually are in demand for hiring for ITIL: Adobe, Amazon, IBM, Google, Barclays, Accenture, which we saw the opening for Oracle, Cape Mini here. Again, like these are companies which are hiring for the ITIL role, but that does not restrict them to these companies only. There are thousands more, who are hiring for this particular role. Now, moving on to the next slide, we'll be taking you through the learning environment of the program. How exactly it looks like when you take up this ITIL 4 certification course on Simplilearn, how you can manage your curriculum through it, how exactly the language your classroom looks like, where are the tests, assessments, labs and projects, how you can track your progress, what are the support tools which are available. So let me just stop sharing my presentation and go to the learning environment of the program. Let me just quickly open it. Yes. So this is the ITIL 4 Foundation course which we're talking about, and this is how the LMS looks like, Learner Management System we call it on Simplilearn. So when I click on this program, you can see it has live classes and self-learning option as well, both of them. You can register for online classrooms, batches, and download recordings as well for later. So, and the assessments here, which we talked about, you will find all the courses and projects tests that will be evaluated. You can take notes as well during the live classes and the learning videos. Just quickly playing one video here, just to show you how it looks like. Let me just raise the volume.
Simplilearn's ITIL 4 Foundation course. the registered trademark of Axelos Limited, used under permission of Axelos Limited, all founder of Manuel W. Lloyd Consulting, an ITIL-focused cybersecurity firm based in Wilmington.
So this one is self-learning. These are like introductory courses which you can go and access. And in order to basically track your progress, you can go back and check out what exactly these learning paths look like. And once you're done, you can access the certificate as well. Before going there, let me just quickly show you what Mr. Vivek has already covered. So there's a course introduction here, which I've just shown you a snippet of it. And these are the learning parts which we have already discussed, the key concepts of service management, 4 dimensions of service management, and the lesson 4 here, the ITIL service value system, which Vivek went in pretty much detail there as well. And the service value chain and the lesson 6 here, ITIL management practices. So these are the lessons which you will have to complete in order to, get the certificate, and also the live classes. So let's see what are the available classes if it's visible to me. So yeah, it is visible. So the live classes here are in the weekend and the weekday format, where you can just see the global live classes here for the ITL 4 Foundation. This is the April 2024 batch 2 ongoing batch, and you can select any of these options. The sessions which are happening, you can just select and basically register for that particular available live class. And you can see your past classes here as well. I haven't renewed any past classes, so it's not visible. But yeah, this is how you can access the live classes. And moving on to the assessments here. So there will be a minimum 1 test must be completed in order to pass as the part of the certification unlocking criteria. So you can see multiple tests and assessments here, and you'll have to clear one of them basically in order to get the certificate completion here. Moving on to the certificate here. The certificate won't be visible because I've not completed the whole course. I'm just showing you a demo of it. So you can see once you basically complete all these steps, you'll be able to unlock your certificate and also track your progress. Meanwhile, you're going and basically completing these classes here, the live classes that I'm learning on. So you can see the structure here. You can basically complete one class and attend 80% or more sessions of one live, and you can complete 85% of self-learning as well. And you can complete basically one simulation test with 65% of passing mark, the test and assessments which I've just shown you. So yeah, this is exactly how the learning environment looks like. Now going back here, we also have support tools available here, which you can access 24/7 from Simplilearn. So in case you're facing any queries, if you want to basically, basically clear any of the queries you might have about the platform or the courses here, so the support tools will definitely help you out with that. So the support tools are accessible. You can go and check it out here, and you can just drop a message if you have any queries. So yeah, this sums up the ITL 4 Foundation learning environment here. And going back to the slide, please do let us know if you have any questions. I see a few questions have started coming in, and we just quickly move on to the learner outcomes here. So in the learner outcomes, I'm just quickly sharing a few of the success stories we have here for the course. So Afrin Junior Banandino shares that IT course for Simplilearn helped me improve my service towards clients, and the learning was helpful and knowledgeable, and thanks Simplilearn for that. Samita Sarkar here shares that I think the course is very well structured, and I'm thankful to Simplilearn for assigning an outstanding trainer. And it has been enjoyable learning journey, and real world examples during the session helped us think a little out of the box here. And Rajin Ghosh here shares that he completed his ITL certification from Simplilearn, and the certification helped him to get promoted from technical support engineer to a position of network senior engineer. And he thanks Simplilearn for that. Anup Nair here shares that the Simplilearn's ITL certification has helped him in his career progression from team lead to assistant manager with a 35% hike in his salary. And it is one of the best solutions for online learning. And then there are thousands of more stories to share. I'll be sharing the link towards the program as well in some time, where you can download the syllabus as well if you want to go through it after the session as well. Also, quickly sharing the key learning outcomes. So, Mr. Vivek, I think we have talked about a lot of things about this program. Maybe you can help us summarize, what exactly folks will be getting with this ITL 4 certification training first.
Yeah. One of the most important, or other, the first starting bit would be to understand what is value how do we provide value to our customers through as a service provider by providing service or also by providing any of the products, and how do we improve our organization as such over a period of time in doing all of these things. This is one of the most important things that we start learning here. We start with the basic concepts of service management. What is service management all about? The guiding principles and the various processes that are there as a part of the things that you do in service value chain and service value system. We also talk about the 15 practices, which we earlier talked about. And in that, 7 of them are looked at in a lot more detail so that individuals can understand what this practice is all about, why this practice is relevant, and how does it help organizations. We talk more about that. And we also talk about all the associated things. In many cases, some things would be very, very, very basic, but we often ignore, especially from our guiding principles perspective. Guiding principles are something which is universally applicable. Be whatever be the situation, we talk about all the guiding principles of ITIL associated. And at a later point in time, based on how the learning appetite is, we'll also introduce you to the other aspects of what is there from a certification roadmap. Now, actually, Rasha, that's a very good segue to this next part of it. If we can go back to the certification roadmap that we had put in earlier, so that we can give a bit of an overview of the certifications which are here.
Yep.
Now, this is where I wanted to spend a bit more time on earlier as well. The entry point into the ITIL world is through ITIL Foundation, which is at the bottommost layer here. And that is where you would learn about the concepts and everything associated from an understanding perspective. But once you're done with ITIL Foundation, you can look at 3 different streams up on top: practice manager, managing professional, and strategic leader. Now, practice manager, right now we have 15 different practice manager courses. Each of them are 1-day courses, but you also have an option to bundle 5 of them and make a 3-day course. These are courses which would help individuals in the day-to-day job that they do. If you are a service desk professional, what are the things that you need to know? What are the aspects that are relevant for you? And what are the things that you would do in your job on a day-to-day basis? If you are in incident management, what do you do? If you are in problem management, what do you do? We talk about these things which are very relevant to the job itself. So it is not like something which you will not be able to relate to. We will provide aspects which are very relevant to what is being done on the shop floor on a regular basis. So it is more like helping you in your job from the word go. And that would be a part of what we have in the practice manager, the PM stream. Now, for people who are a bit more experienced, there is what we call as the MP managing professional stream. There are 4 different things: CDS, create, deliver, support; drive stakeholder value; high velocity IT; direct, plan, and improve. I saw a question earlier saying that I am a project manager. What would be a good certification for me? For that, for a project manager, a drive stakeholder value can be a great certification after foundation. It talks about what should you look at from a stakeholder perspective. Who are your stakeholders? Internal or externals? How do you understand what is value for them? And what are the things that you need to do to enhance the value for each of the stakeholders? Now, high velocity IT, another one would be to talk about organizations which are in a 24/7 environment, which in these days almost everyone is. But earlier it would have been maybe banks or maybe something like websites which are available or any booking platforms. But now a lot of organizations operate in a 24/7 environment. So high velocity IT is another one which would be very, very relevant. Now, that would all be a part of managing professional. So anyone who has a bit of a higher level of experience can look at managing professional. The last part, the strategic leader, is the business aspect of ITIL. Till ITIL V3, there was no business aspect which was addressed as a part of ITIL. But now in ITIL 4, we have gotten the business aspect of ITIL as well. DPI and digital and IT strategy. These are for organization or individuals who own budget responsibility, who are the CXOs, the CEOs, or maybe directors, practice managers, who have the budget responsibility and who would look at the business aspect of service management. So from an ITIL perspective, we provide you tools and everything associated to start your day-to-day operations from a practice manager perspective, to add and enhance value for people that are experienced, that is in the MP stream. And we look at the business aspect to actually enhance the return on investment for everyone. So every part of the life cycle of a product or a service is covered as a part of ITIL. And someone who does MP, SL, and PM would be given the designation of ITIL Master. Now, there are only around 550 to 600 ITIL Masters across the world. So this would be a great thing for people to look at as well. So from the foundation, once you enroll in the course for foundation, these are all the other things that are there which can help you in your career roadmap as such. Rasha, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vivek, for taking us through the ITIL 4 certification roadmap. We have gotten plenty of questions in the Q&A box, and we'll be addressing them shortly. Let me just quickly go towards the key learning outcomes, which we just covered. Before we address the questions, I think we have managed to answer a few of them while we were speaking. We will be addressing the questions in the Q&A part of the session, which will be very soon. But before that, we would love to know your interest in enrolling into the ITIL 4 certification training course. So I'm just quickly launching a poll which says, would you like to enroll into the program? And you can respond as yes to share your interest towards enrollment. After this, we'll be quickly taking you through the enrollment steps of the program and what is the program fee, program upcoming schedule, and what is the program basically details here. And also the program link as well, which I'm sharing on the chat here. So meanwhile, you guys have already started voting for the poll here and started sharing your interest. Let me just quickly also open the program page for you as well, which I'll be sharing as well on the chat as well for your reference in case you want to check it out for yourself later. So this is the program we just covered, and this is the program page where you can go and download your syllabus as well for your reference later. Even after this enrollment poll, the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be reaching out to you and taking you through a much more detailed walkthrough of the program as well and address any queries you might have. I also will be sharing an email ID as well on the chat here in case you want to basically ask any queries. You can reach out to us there as well after the webinar. So this is the ITIL 4 certification training course. We have covered all the details here. You get 100+ premium exam questions, cheat sheet, guaranteed exam pass, study plan. You can earn up to 22 PDOs, 30+ quizzes, 4 mock tests, 6 simulation assessments, which are just shown in the learning environment. And here the ITIL training key features which we have covered, and also the skills which are covered in the program, what are the benefits, what are the salary averages we have covered with the companies that are hiring. Also, we have shown you globally and for the India region as well, the demand for the ITIL skill as a job. Also, we actually will be sharing with you the program fee and the structure shortly. But before that, the learning part of the program, which we have covered in very much detail as well. So yeah, this is the link. I'm sharing it on the chat for you. You can save it for your own reference later. So I've just done a quick browse through all of the programming for you on the basically program page, just to quickly show you, how exactly the program page looks like, what are the things we have covered. As I see most of you have responded for this enrollment poll here. But last 10 seconds for the poll, because I see the polls are still moving in. So last 10 seconds, folks, for a few of the folks who are still thinking about it, we'll be addressing your queries shortly. We'll be moving towards the Q&A part pretty soon. So in case you have any questions, even after sharing your interest towards enrollment, please do go and put down your questions in the Q&A box. We've gotten plenty of questions there, and we are eager to address your queries and help you out in any way possible. So our last 5 seconds, folks, for the poll. Are you interested in enrolling into the ITL 4 certification training course? You can respond as yes on the poll, which is launched right now. And yeah, after this, we'll be quickly taking you through the enrollment steps of the program. Awesome. I've shared the link towards the program as well on the chat in case you want to check out the program page link or enroll yourself there as well using the link. How much is the program fee? I have just shared that I'll be sharing that in the enrollment steps. So quickly. So last 5 seconds for the poll here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of your interest towards enrolling into the ITL 4 certification training course. Let me just quickly take you through the enrollment steps. So these are 3 simple, easy steps you will have to follow to enroll into the certification here. First step 1 is you'll have to submit an application. You'll have to email at askus@simplilearn.net. Step 2 will be application for going for review based on the eligibility and the prerequisites which I've shared earlier. We'll evaluate your application based on that, and we'll be sending you the admissions offer letter through a learning consultants from Simplilearn. So this is the 3rd step. So this is just to give you an overview what exactly is going to happen now that you have shared the enrollment interest for the program. Now talking about the program fee and the program's schedule. I think we've gotten a lot of questions about the program fee and the schedule. So I'm just quickly sharing that with you. Here the program fee for US region is $799, and for India is 31,250. There is a discount going on, which I'll just show you. If you want to avail the discount, you can just quickly go to the link which I've shared on the chat. Let me just quickly open the program page once again. So yeah, we are talking about the online bootcamp here. So the program fee here is 52,999, and with a 40% discount, you can just enroll quickly with a discount, which the final price will come. This is for Indian candidates of 31,250, and for US candidates and ROW, I'm just quickly changing the region here and showing you the fee which I've just shown you. That fee is after the discount of 41%, and the original fee is 1,349, and after 41% of discount, you'll be getting $799, which you can basically avail for this program. So I'm just sharing the link with you once again in case you want to go and check out and want to enroll yourself, immediately using the discount which I've shown you. So discount might change if you choose to enroll maybe later, but I'm just quickly sharing you what are the current discounts. And also we have weekend and weekday batches which I've shown you in the learning environment. The most recent batch which you can join is the weekend one, 4th May, and the weekday one is 6th May. So, and even after this webinar, in case you have any queries, you can reach out to us via a mail ID I'm sharing on the chat here. So in case after the webinar, you have queries about the program or any queries about, about the syllabus of the program, any questions you might have, or you want to explore other courses as well, you can reach out to us and ask us at Simplilearn. We do have limited seats per cohort. So in case you're planning to join the most immediate one, these are the ones you can join. You can check out in the link which I've shared. Quickly moving towards the Q&A, because I see a lot of eagerness for a lot of questions you've gotten, Vivek, here on the Q&A box. I think you have managed to answer one question by Reepa here. I work as a project manager and I need to know, is it a good option for me? In the other hand, I want to know the cost of the course and exam. I think we have already shared the cost of the course and the exam. And as a project manager, I've already shared your comment, what would be the most suitable for Reepa. Moving on to the next question here. Let me just see. Diksha here is asking that hi, is there any renewal required for ITIL for V4 certification? If yes, when and how will it be done? And also, what are the other certifications post ITIL V4 foundation? I think I can share the link towards other categories, but maybe you can answer the previous question.
Yeah. This is a very good question. Thank you, Diksha, for this. The first thing which I'd say is we don't call this as ITIL V4, we just say ITIL 4. That is one part. Now, yes, the certification has to be renewed every 3 years. It is just like if you don't use a skill, you'll not be knowing whether you know all the aspects of things as such. So that is why a regular renewal is required. We request the renewal every 3 years. Now, there are multiple ways in which you can renew your certification. One way is to take any certification in the same portfolio. For example, if you have taken the foundation, you can take an incident management or a problem management or CDS, any of those. Then automatically your previous certification and the current certification will be valid for the next 3 years. This is one of the ways. The other way also is that we have what we call as the PeopleCert Plus membership platform. You can subscribe to the PeopleCert Plus membership platform, and there is an annual fee that needs to be paid, a small annual fee. And this membership platform has webinars, a lot of case studies, white papers, all of those things associated. So as long as your membership is alive, your certification will stay alive. So these are the two major ways in which you can keep your certification alive. And the other certifications, we just talked about this earlier. We are talking about the practice manager, the managing professional, and the strategic leader certifications. That was spoken of earlier. That would be the one that would be relevant after foundation.
Thank you so much for answering that, Vivek. I hope, Ripa, that answers your question. I'm sorry, Diksha, that answers your question. Please do let us know if you have any follow-up questions. Next one is a similar question by Deven Popper here. Is asking that how do we decide the next course after the foundation for, let's say, a service management role or problem management role?
What I would say is it would depend on the type of role that you are working on currently, or the job responsibilities that you have, or what you aspire to be. Based on those, you can decide on the certifications that you need to take. If you are a bit unclear, you can take the entire bundle which is there instead of taking a one-day individual course. We talked about in the certification roadmap again. We talked about the three-day bundle which was there. In that bundle, monitor, support, and fulfill. You have incident, problem, service request, service desk, all of those things. So if you are in doubt, you can take all three. But I would say broadly, based on what you are doing from your current job perspective and where you want to go, those would be the two guiding principles on what to take next.
Thank you so much for answering that, Devin. I hope that answers your question. Please do let us know if you have any follow-up questions. And Diksha says, yes, thank you. Does not have any follow-up questions here. Let's see, next question here is by Hoa Muthan. I'm not able to make out your name. I'm so sorry. Please do let us know your name. What would be the difference between ITIL practice manager and ITIL managing professional?
The streams which we are talking about, the PM stream and the managing professional stream, it is a bit more of an involved question, but very at a very high level at the bird's eye view. What I would say is for your day-to-day role as such, what you would require from a very everyday perspective, things that we have spoken of in the practice manager would be very helpful. And in the MP stream of things, the concept that you would learn are a bit more involved. It is at a much higher level. And even from an understanding perspective, the Bloom's level increases out there. You'd have to analyze and synthesize real world problems, understand them, and come up with solutions and suggestions on how you can implement those things on a day-to-day basis. And that is where I would say the managing professional is for a bit more of a senior role, so that they're able to understand every aspect of things and come up with the right solutions as well. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Let us know, please, if you have any follow-up questions. We do have a few minutes left. We are a little out of time. Let me just quickly see. Ambasu here is asking that, Heru, I'm currently in IT support. Would it be necessary to pursue all levels of ITL? What would be a good starting point?
I assume that you have not completed the foundation. If not, yes, foundation would be the most important thing that you would need to do, because that is your entry point. After foundation, again, like I mentioned before, based on what kind of role that you would want to be involved in. If you want to go into the project manager stream in the support role itself, as a part of IT support, there is a particular, you can look at DSV. If you are looking at coming up with newer services, service lines and everything, CDS would be another thing that you are looking at. Any of these things can happen in the MP stream of things. And you've just started your career, then practice manager would be relevant for you to look at. So it again depends on what you are doing and where you want to go. Based on that, you can take the certification as such. Again, it's an extremely wide thing. Maybe we can support this externally. We can talk a bit more about this for Ambassador.
Thank you so much for answering it, Vivek. Please do let us know if that answers your question. Ambassador, if you have any follow-up questions here. We are a little out of time, Vivek. Like, do you have few more minutes to address your queries? Because there are plenty of questions. Maybe we can take few repetitive ones, which is something which will be helpful for folks here. Please do let me know.
Yeah, I can definitely have a couple more minutes. It's some of the questions are very interesting. There's one question I saw, which was someone saying that I'm an ITIL expert. Can I take managing professional or practice manager? ITIL expert was in the ITIL V3 stream of things. And there was a time period wherein we provided a bridge course from ITIL expert to jumping onto managing professional directly. We provided this bridge course for almost 2 years. If that has not been taken, then the only way is to start from the foundation. Again, take the foundation and then go to the managing professional. Earlier, there was this managing professional bridge, which was there. MPT is what we used to call. Now, if that has not been taken, then again, we'll have to take the ITIL for foundation and then go to the managing professional. And if you are an ITIL expert, I assume that you've been in the industry for some time. So practice manager may or may not be directly relevant based on what you're doing. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for taking up the question. Please let us know if you have any follow-up questions here. Let's see. Let's see if we have more questions we can take up. There are plenty of questions here.
So there is another one which talks about several ITIL certifications to show the order of the roadmap or the recommended order. Again, this is based on, I think we should put up that particular slide of the certifications. What I would say is start with the foundation, and after foundation, based on your experience level, look at practice manager certifications. That would be one. And then move towards MP and then towards SL. Logically, that would be the ideal way to look at from my perspective. Practice manager, talking about everything that happens on a day-to-day basis, then go to MP and then SL. And each of these, there are multiple certifications, and you can pick things based on the role that you are currently, or rather the work that is being currently done. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for taking the question. We have a similar question on the chat. We just have answered that question. Nivedha, what name I can make from your email ID? Let's see, like if we have more questions here. The certificate of participation for the webinar will be sent to you over mail. For that, you'll have to fill down the post-webinar survey pop-up. So once I end the session now on Zoom, you will get a pop-up by Zoom, which will ask you for your full name. So please fill that in order to, get the webinar certificate. Let's see. If you have any more questions here, I think Vivek, you have managed to answer most of them. A lot of questions we have already answered, but I'm just still browsing if there are any unanswered questions which we can take up. There is one question here. If ITIL 4 foundation is already completed and want to go through the course, then how can I get the course material? If I think it's about this particular course. So you'll have to sign up for the course. That is the option, Krishna. So I've shared the link towards the course on the chat here. I'll just share it with you as well. And I think we have already shown the roadmap of these ITIL certifications. I think we've already shown that online, but you can check out the certification link on the chat and other certifications also we have in the IT service management. I'm just sharing that link here once again. The other courses which we have on the chat as well, which you can explore. Let's see. So yeah, I think we have answered, managed to answer most of the questions here, Vivek. Like, do you see anyone which we have to take up or unanswered? I'm just sorry.
One other question which said the online bootcamp you just went through, is this for the foundation course or more than that? I think this was for the foundation course. Arash, you can answer that.
Yes, yeah, it is for the foundation course. I'll just quickly show you on the course page as well. So I've just shown you, this is the online bootcamp here. So this is for the foundation course. It comes with a flexi pass enabled. It has everything self-paced learning, which I've shown you in the learning environment. It also has live batches, which you can access. It has weekend and weekday options, which I've just shown you the latest batches, which are upcoming. And we can view all the schedules here as well. And currently it has 40% off on the fee as well. So you can check out for your own region with the link which I already shared in the chat here. But I'll just share it once again for your reference in case you want to check it out. So I'm just sharing it here once. And also on the Q&A box for you. I think that sums up all the questions. Please go and check out the Q&A answered box here in case you folks have similar set of questions. And also even after the webinar, if you have questions, I have shared the email ID with you. You can let us know in case you're facing any issue, in case you have any questions about the program syllabus, if you're confused which one to take up from the IT, service management courses which we have. You can always reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net in case you require any further assistance. So I'm just sharing that email ID once again with you on the chat here. Please feel free to reach out there. And we are towards the end of the session now. So thank you so much, Vivek, for taking the time out for this program review and taking us through a much more detailed walkthrough of the roadmap of the ITIL for certification course here. Would you like to say something to folks here before we end the session?
First of all, thank you for having me. Thanks to Simplilearn as well. And to all the participants, thank you very much for taking time off all your busy schedules and coming and joining this. One important and the last point I would say is ITIL is the bedrock of almost all the things that we do in our day-to-day work. So I would say that whether you are in IT or outside of it, take the ITIL for foundation course. That would be the first step. And it will open up a plethora of career opportunities for you. I have experienced it firsthand from my own perspective. And it's been more than 20 years that I've been in the domain, and the opportunities still are plenty for me. So I would request all of you to consider this as one of the first things, where whether you are in software development or support or networking or service delivery or any aspect of it, consider ITIL 4. It's going to add a tremendous amount of impact or rather value to your portfolio as such. And thank you again, Simplilearn, for having me here. Thank you, Rashan.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Thank you. It's a pleasure hosting you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being an amazing audience. And I think the amount of interest we saw towards enrollment in the ITIL 4 certification course, I think we'll be seeing a lot of you in the upcoming cohorts. So thank you so much once again. Now for the webinar certificate, for folks who have been asking, I will be ending the session now. And you will be getting a pop-up by Zoom which says post-webinar survey. Please fill your full name there. And thank you so much for appreciation here for Vivek. Here on the chat, which I see a lot of you folks appreciating on the chat. Thank you so much. Please do let us know if you have any feedback as well on the post-webinar survey. We would love to know any feedback, how we can make our webinars better and provide you more value during these sessions. So thank you so much. Signing off. Have a good day, good evening, good night, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much. Thank you for